Welcome back to the In Between podcast, where we talk about the mental side of becoming. I'm Mohamed, and today's guest, I'm joined by someone's journey that defines identity, growth, and discipline. Who am I with today?
Megan Jones McLeod.
Welcome, Megan. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining me today. It's really nice
So
to
excited
have
to
you
be
in
here.
with us.
Yeah, very happy to be here.
So, your journey
Yeah.
is just looking at your resume.
Yeah.
It's a really cool resume to me because you've gone from graduating university
Yep.
to joining the Canadian Forces. From there, you went to becoming a financial advisor,
Yep.
correct? And then from that, you became a library technician,
Yes.
which is you kind of worked with different groups of people. You worked
So
from
different.
military cadets to students.
Yep.
So just give me and the audience
The rundown.
the rundown of your life.
Okay. So when I finished high school, I did the thing that I thought you were supposed to do. Went to university because my dad went, and that seemed like the right move. But I had no clue what I wanted to do. I had no direction or plan or whatever. I thought maybe I'd be a teacher because I loved kids.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd go to university and take something that could be like a teachable.
Okay.
So I took history because I loved history. And anyone you talk to, it's like, oh, you have a history degree. Good luck. But 3 years in, I was looking at it saying, everyone I knew who were teachers already couldn't get a job. There was just supply teaching for like 10 years. And unless I knew French or was willing to move somewhere remote,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to get work.
Fair enough.
So I talked to my advisor and I was like, listen, how do I get out of here as fast as possible? I want a degree, but I don't want to do this teaching route yet. I got to figure some things out. And she's like, well, you can graduate now with a 3-year BA and, with a concentration in history, and then take it from there and see what happens. So I left. I graduated in 2012, 2013. And I remember I was at the time debating, like, I had left the cadet program when I was 18 because you age out at 18.
Okay.
And all my friends were becoming officers, and I was a civilian instructor because I didn't join the armed forces right away. I was a marksmanship instructor, but I didn't want to join the armed forces. It was scary. It was intimidating.
Before you keep going,
Yeah.
just explain to what a marksman does, right? Some of us don't know what really happens in the military.
That's fair.
So what was your role in the military as a marksman?
When I was a cadet from 12 to 18, I learned the principles of marksmanship, how to shoot, how to hold a rifle, firearm safety, everything from a 22 up until at the end, it was the equivalent of a 303 or 7.62 caliber rifle. And
Wow.
I learned wind reading and elevation and basically the art of marksmanship through the cadet program. And when I left, I had all the skills to teach, but didn't know how to implement that. And I couldn't do it in a full-time way unless I joined the Canadian Forces as an officer. So that's when I decided, I was like, well, I'm out of university now. And because I have a university degree, I can become an officer,
Okay.
go do my basic training and see where this takes me. So I became an officer, went and did my basic training, got a job as a bank teller to just fill the time in between military contracts. And I would spend my summers from basically April to September in Ottawa working on a military base. And then for the rest of the year, I was a bank teller. That's how it started. And as I spent years and years and years instructing in the summers and doing all this and working in the bank kept trying to push me through the channels. And they saw something in me that I don't even think I saw in myself, because for me, banking was going to be a sidestep to something else.
Yeah, it was like a side hustle.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then, I just kept taking the courses, kept going away on training, kept developing. And next thing you know, I was a second lieutenant and I was a full-time financial services manager. And yeah. And then after that, left the bank after years of sales and all that to come to the education sector, which is where I am now.
Okay.
Library.
So you spoke about how when you finished university, you went to the military,
Yep.
correct? Now, many people that are watching us right now are in between their school and their career. Many of us have finished school. We don't know what we're gonna do with our education.
Yeah.
Some of us have found a job, but don't know where we're gonna be in 5 years.
Yeah.
See, were you in that situation when you were in school or after you finished school?
100%. Because I left my degree earlier than I had anticipated, and I didn't leave with like, a teaching degree.
Yeah.
All I knew was that I wanted to travel and kind of get lost and work odd jobs, but do jobs that I was proud of. I think the thing that kept me grounded was that the Canadian Forces made me feel pride, even though it was like a part-time thing and something I only did in the summers. But for me at that time, because I didn't know what direction to go in, I kind of wanted to get lost, and in getting lost, hopefully find
Find your way.
the way.
Yes. There's a saying where they always tell you, like, when you look at rich people and stuff like that, they always tell you in your 20s, try many things and then do whatever. And then when you reach your 30s, from there, you can find your solution. What do you say about that?
I would say 100% that. I'd say that I left no stone unturned in my 20s. My 20s were for the mistakes and for the
fun. And
yes, and like the figuring it out. And then it wasn't until I hit my 30s that I started to refine what was important to me, what I cared about, what I did not care about, what I would and would not put up with, who the kind of people I would surround myself with. But it took time. It wasn't something that I think there's this misconception that when you graduate and you've got that certificate that you're going to have all the answers that you've been searching for. You don't. Yeah. You don't. So it's just about refining yourself. And it isn't about defining yourself with an education. I think it's about defining yourself with experiences that informs that next stage.
Fair enough. Now, was joining the military, okay, so before I talk about the military.
Yeah.
You were raised in like a child with a brother. That's it, right?
Yeah.
You and a brother.
Yeah.
Were you mainly raised by your father or your mother?
Yeah.
It
So
was more your father.
I was raised by my dad. It was me, my dad, and my brother. And my dad was married for a second time for a lot of years. But primarily it was me, my dad, and my brother.
Nice.
And yeah, I think it kind of shaped
Who you were.
who I was. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the typical female experience.
No, that's fair. Now, was the military, when you were in university, was the military joining the armed forces? Was it like a pre-planned idea, or did you just join? Was there a reason for you joining the military?
This is something that I will stress. The people that you surround yourself with at times in your life have such a huge impact on the decisions you make. And so many of my friends and the people that I hung out with were joining. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to get left behind. Like, I've got this skill. And if I stay as a civilian instructor, they're not going to hire me. So I got to do this military route in order for me to be utilized and be the subject matter expert that I am. And all my friends were doing it. So we kind of all did it together.
Went together.
Yeah.
So it's like where they tell you to hang out with the people that you want to be with.
Right.
Yes.
Like-minded people who are going to bring positivity and push you in the right direction.
Now, when I think of the military, I think of there are different people. We think of war, of course, and there's also
the movies.
Yeah, movies. There's also discipline and motivation. Did the military affect you in your day-to-day life about like being like disciplined or like maybe like?
Without a doubt. And that started even before the Canadian Forces. That started as when I joined as a cadet when I was 13 years old. There wasn't, my friends who weren't in cadets weren't getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning and going for runs and training in marksmanship and competing in biathlon and caring about a uniform and worrying about citizenship and showing up in your community. The cadets started that process. And so by the time I was an adult and could choose the military, I was like, well, I've got a pretty good foot into what this might look like.
Yeah.
But I was so scared because it felt so real. Cadets was cadets. It was kids. And going to the Canadian Forces, I was like, oh my God, basic training and how are these people going to treat me? And is it going to be scary? It ended up being an adult version of what I had already experienced. Okay. So I felt at home right away.
Okay. the this question that I want to ask is something that maybe like different genders ask. Now, if we're looking at men and women in the army, did you see a difference in the way you were treated or the way you did things? Was there like, of course, I understand like uh, there could be like a physical difference, like strength wise, and a mental difference. Like maybe the women are mentally stronger than the men, smarter, something like that, right? Yeah, different areas, of course. Do you see anything? Did you see any of that in the Canadian Forces?
Definitely. Yeah. I think it's tough because I think that does exist.
Okay.
I think the experience that I have was special because regardless of whether I was male, female, whatever, I was a good marksman and a good coach and a good people person, a good people developer. So I I was utilized and valued for those things, and I never felt less than because of my gender or anything like that. Also, I wouldn't have tolerated it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's being raised in a male household. I don't know, but I knew so confidently what I was good at and what my strengths were and what my weaknesses were. And so I forged forward that way. I can't say that the people who say did the para courses or did the exchanges and things like that, it might have been different for them, but for me, I always felt very on the same level as my male counterparts.
Amazing. Now, you shifted from the military straight to banking, financial advisor.
Yeah.
How did that shift affect you in any way?
Yeah, I mean, initially, I felt like while in the military, I had this sense of family and community and brotherhood or sisterhood, for lack of a better word. But when I realized I couldn't make that full time, the bank was trying so hard to develop me and give me these opportunities. And I thought, who am I to not see this through, to see what happens? I never thought I'd end up there, but paths were opening. And, if you had asked me when I was in university, if financials would have been the path I would have gone down, I would have told you you're nuts, especially with how bad I was at math and all that kind of stuff. But I realized that with the bank, it was more about people, and I was good at people. And so I thought, well, let's give this a go. And I remember like going out and for my first week of work, getting my put fake nails on and get my hair done and buying a whole new wardrobe and like trying to fit this idea I had in my head of what it meant to be in finance. And ultimately it was people. That is what I was good at, and that is why I stayed.
Now, financial advisor, of course, you work with money. With your life right now, with the money you make and stuff like that, did being a financial advisor make you see money differently?
100%.
And what were the things you learned on how to maybe, with people that are watching, of course, some people want to know how to save money or when you get paid. Sometimes when you get paid, like a big amount comes, a big check. Some people use it different, like in the wrong, right? So they start spending it, and then after the week ends, you got no money in your bank account.
Yeah.
But some of us, of course, have payments we have to make. First, you make the payments. Do you, right now, of course, you live with your husband and your child, and both of you guys work. Did money like did it make you see it differently now? Like when you were a financial advisor, did it make you see money differently? And how do you look at money when you get paid,
100%.
compared to when you were young, when you were making big money when you were young compared to now?
And had less responsibilities and all
Yes.
that. Yeah. Going into working in finance, I didn't really have a sense for myself as to what that should look like or anything. And I don't remember having a very close relationship with my finances. But what I learned after all these years was a few things. One, I'm the least judgmental person as to how one should manage or what works best. I think you have to figure out what works best for you and do that. But I think in the same way that in a relationship where you have to communicate, you have to also have a communicative relationship with your finances. You have to be checking. You have to be and I'm not saying like obsessively sitting on your banking apps and seeing what your balances are at, but being aware of what are the ins, what are the outs, what do I owe, what's my total debt servicing ratio, meaning what do I bring in every month versus what do I put out every month? What does that leave me extra? Just being aware of the overall picture. But there are also people I learned that, they could have $60,000 in their bank account and they're worried about, am I going to have enough? So I also learned that you don't take it with you when you go. So what are we doing in this life with this money that we have that A, keeps us safe, looks after our basic needs, takes care of the ones we love, but also provides us with a good time while we're on the planet, right?
Course, security and fun money.
100%. And I think it's just about, not spending beyond your means, only taking on what you can afford. Yeah, treat yourself. I think everyone needs to treat themselves, but I think it's about being realistic and where can I cut things out? Where can I trim fat, and be a little bit more conservative. But in other areas, cut loose because there has to be both.
Yeah.
Balance.
Now give us 3 points that you would recommend. You might have you've stated many. Give us 3 main points with money, or the moment you get paid, what you should think of.
Okay.
Right. And let's go.
Biggest thing is if you've got money coming in, I don't care if it's $50, $1,500 plus, put some away.
Okay.
Save some. Ideally, invest some.
100%.
And whether that means something conservative like GICs or a very simple investment savings account, my recommendation, if you are young, get into investing. Mutual funds are a great way to start. You're in it for the long term. Do your homework. Sit down with your banker. Figure out what works for you, what your risk tolerance is, what you can and cannot, withstand as an investor. Don't be afraid. Find people that you trust. So when you find that banker or that person at your bank that makes you feel looked after, stick with that person. They'll grow with you. I think also, like I said before, you can't take it with you when you go. So there's so many people, and this would kind of probably more apply to the older audiences, but we get one kick at this can, and I think there has to be a balance of saving and planning for the future, but also enjoying the time you're here. And staying present in your finances and keeping an eye on things, how you are bringing in versus how you are putting out.
Just amazing points. Amazing, beautiful points. Thank you very much. I might have to take this information for myself as well. Now let's go back to your job as a financial advisor. Did you ever feel, when you were working there, did you ever feel like you were out of place?
Yes.
At that job?
Never by the people, never by, the atmosphere, anything like that. For me, I was not built for sales.
Okay.
I was not built to be the person, cold calling people in their homes and selling credit cards and whatnot. For me, it was genuinely getting to know the person, finding the value to them specifically in the product that I'm recommending. And unless it didn't make sense, my soul did not sit right with selling something to someone because I had a bucket to fill or a quota to make.
All right. That's amazing. Now we go to your third life, which is becoming a mother.
Complicated, yes.
What were you in your life when you became a mother?
When I became a mother. So I at that point had moved to the Sioux with a previous relationship that I had been in for years and years and years. And that previous relationship, we had met in our basic officer training course.
Okay.
We were 21 years old. We grew up together. And all of a sudden I was 27 and we had broken up, and I was starting fresh. I was alone for the first time in my life in a home I had just bought. And in a city I had no one in other than some work acquaintances.
Yep.
And I was working this sales job at the bank that I felt was kind of taking away pieces of me a little bit because it just wasn't my calling. I wasn't, filling the right buckets. And I remember I ran into Mark, my now husband. I had known Mark since I was 14 years old, and we lost touch over the years. We knew each other through cadets. And when we reconnected in 2018, I remember feeling like, oh my God, I know someone. This kind of feels like home. This feels like
Yeah,
familiar.
it feels easier now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we at the time it was right before COVID started, so we were having the time of our lives. We were backpacking out in BC and snowboarding
Nice.
and skiing and
Enjoying your life.
yeah,
Yeah.
partying. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was so fun. And then I don't want to say whoopsie daisy, but
Yeah.
by surprise,
Yeah.
got pregnant with Lucas,
Nice.
and it changed everything. Everything.
Yes. Yes, it did. Now you got so Lucas is a boy. Many boys or guys see their always choose their mother over their father. It's not that they hate their fathers, it's just that they feel like a deeper connection to their mothers.
Yep.
And because most our mothers know about our daily lives compared to our fathers, and especially as a guy, many of us, of course, like we live far from our mothers, so it's tough sometimes. But at the same time, we still like our parents care about us, we care about them. We don't see them that often. But how is it with you and Lucas? Like, of course, he's your only son, and probably he probably doesn't know it yet because he's still young. But once he grows up, he will know that his like he will figure out that like his number one is his mother, of course, and then and then everyone else.
Yeah.
Now, when how is it with being a mother to Lucas or like your son?
It changed the fabric of who I am as a human being. It put a lot of things into perspective. I went from all these things that I worried about or valued or fretted about and thought were important. When this little human came along, it right-sided all of it. It made me realize what was important. It was him. It was his happiness. It
Yeah.
was giving him the things that I didn't have. And this is not to disparage my mother, but I didn't have her present. I didn't have a framework for
Yeah.
what a mom looked
You
like.
had more of your dad,
My
but
dad.
yeah, he can't give that part. He gave
No,
only half
it's
of your
going to
life.
be different.
100%.
And so all I knew is that I was going to show up for him in the way that I needed a mama to show up. And so much, and I don't know whether this came from the fact that my mom left when I was young and I kind of helped raise my brother and my step siblings and that. I have been a mom, a mini mom, naturally in my bones since I was very, very little.
Yes.
And so becoming a mom felt very natural to me, and the love that I wanted to give him was based solely on what I was missing
Yes.
in my
So
life.
you cared a lot, so it was very easy. Now, being a mother, did it make you softer? Did it make you stronger, or did it make you both? Or was it both?
I would say both.
Okay.
It genuinely, the only way I can describe it, it's as if someone takes your physical heart out of your body and makes you hold it in your hands out in the real world, and you're like, oh my God, how do I keep this safe? How do I protect it? How do I make sure that this is, and you have to learn that it's okay for this thing to experience hard times and to feel embarrassment or feel sadness or, and you just have to be there to hold it and support it as it goes through this and it changes. But it's a learning thing. And I'm learning,
Yes,
I learn every day from him. And it changed everything from my mental wiring, my hormones, everything changed when he came along for the better in a lot of ways, but also, in tougher ways as well.
Yeah. Now, sadly, 2026, it's different life from back then. Of course, you would understand, but there's many families are separated. Some don't have a mother, some don't have a father. Now, for someone that, of course, didn't have a mother, but is a mother now, and like your husband is still in the family, you're in the family for your son. What are things that you would say to someone that is maybe there isn't much to say, but what are things that you would say to someone that is like has either lived most of their life without a mother in their life?
and maybe you can attest to this from what you've experienced with me.
Yes.
I did this with the cadets that I trained in the Canadian Forces and the cadets that I helped in the Cadet Corps and the students that I now help at the school. I feel this like calling and this pull to be whether it's super mild or very, I want to be this mother figure, and not trying to be their mom, but try to like bring a comfort to people that
Yes.
that I feel like maybe I didn't have, or that I really
No.
crave.
No, I say it to you too, and I say it to my own mother that I see you as my mother from far home. Of course, you're always supportive and you're always like caring, 100%. Now, you started, you had a child when you were at what age?
30.
30. This generation, many people feel when you tell them, "Oh, when do you want to raise a family? When do you want to have a family?" They tell you, "We don't know." You didn't know, of course. You didn't know when you were gonna have a child. You had a child at the age of 30. I think of it as the right age to have a child because you had your 20s, now you're going into your 30s with a child. Now, for someone that doesn't know, like, there's people who have relationships and they don't go well. Now, for someone that doesn't know where they're gonna be in a few years, or is scared of raising kids, or maybe doesn't want to raise kids.
Period.
Now, it's their choice, 100%.
100%.
But what do you say has changed from when you were alone to when you had a child? Now, you could tell me the negatives, you could tell me the positives, whatever you want.
I would say that, first of all, if someone, especially in this day and age, if someone doesn't want to have a kid, do not have a kid. If you want to have a kid, have a kid.
If you're not ready, you're not ready.
No, and it doesn't matter to me in terms of age or whatever. For me, it was about, do I have a home
Yes.
that could bring a child into? And am I financially stable
100%.
to support that?
That is the number one right now.
Period.
Is being financially stable because of inflation and everything.
Period.
It's like money's number one.
And I see why people are so hesitant nowadays, or they're like, I have no idea, because with the price of daycare and the price of food and the price of supplies like diapers and formula and all this stuff, it to me, if you had asked me 6 years ago, before this all happened, I would have been like, you're nuts. But there was also a part of me at that age, because I had a home and I had a great job and I kind of knew who I was. I thought even if I hadn't run into Mark at that time, I was beginning to toy with the idea of doing it on my own because I wanted to be a mom.
Fair enough.
But it's hard. Like, I always thought I'd have 2 kids. And in this day and age, and with the way things are in the world and the price, I won't have another one because
fair enough.
It's hard.
That's a choice. And that's a choice we all, like some of us, of course, I was raised in a family of 6 people.
Yes.
So 4 kids, both my parents.
Yep.
We all, like many people say that Arab families are always big families. I'm happy that I was like born with 3 other siblings because now I got 3 options to speak, 3 different people to speak to, and I got 3 different people I can be close with. Now, of course, we're all different in our own ways, but at some point we're all gonna come back and, like, of course, sit in the same table. I always want my kids to have a sibling.
Yeah.
I always thought of having 4 kids, but then, like, with inflation, now I'm thinking of 3 kids. But we don't know. I'm still. I don't even know where I'm gonna be in like 5 years. 100%. So I don't have anything figured out.
No, and nor do you have to. I think for me too, it was like a feeling. I knew that if it happened, if I had gotten pregnant at 30, I would thought it wouldn't be a bad thing, and it wouldn't, be maybe the thing I planned for, but it would be a thing. It would be a great thing, and it would just figure it out. And I think we get to a point in our lives where you have this sense of like, okay, this could happen now, and I'd be okay. We'd be okay.
100%.
Can I ask you a question about having 2 older sisters?
I have 1 older sister.
1 older sister.
1 younger sister.
1 younger sister.
Yes.
Is it like having 2 more mamas in your life, or is that relationship with them different than what you experienced with
Very
mom.
different.
Very
With
different.
my mom, it's very like with my siblings and my mom, it's very different.
Okay.
Of course, both my sisters are very different as well.
Okay.
My older sister, she was the one who helped me out when
Yeah.
I came to Canada.
And that's who I met.
Yes, that's the one that you met.
Okay.
She's the one who she came into Canada, opened the gate for all of us to come in, and
Got it.
she made an easy path for us, right?
Yeah.
My youngest sister is see how I see both my sisters are smart, right? Way smarter than me for sure. Now, how I see it is that my older sister is more like a professional smart, where she's like she'll be in a business, she'll be like someone that would be like a CEO or something. And then my younger sister, I see her more of the greater mother, right? My younger sister is the more caring one. She's always the one who asks, even though I'm older than her. She's the one who sometimes messages me and asks, checks up on me. Both my sisters do, but because it's my younger sister, I have more of a closer connection to my younger sister, especially my younger siblings than my older sister. But with comparing them to my mom, it's very different because with my mom, it's more on a emotional and on a deeper level.
Yeah.
Because she knows everything. My mom knows everything about me. Like, even though I'm 23 years old, when I go back home and I'm going to a doctor appointment, I would always like it to take my mom with me. Of
course.
Because she knows what to tell the doctor, because I wouldn't be able to. Even though like I'm old and I know what my allergies are and stuff like that, she always got something to say that I'll be like, where did that come from? You know, like, I didn't know that.
Of course.
Yes. So it's like,
It's your mama.
yeah. Of course, my parents teach me to like be alone.
Yes.
Of course, I'm a man. I have to like grow up. Not only because I'm a man, but also because like I live in a country far away from them.
Yeah.
And I have two of my two of my sisters.
Yeah.
So I have to be like more of the older brother of like
course.
being the safety guy, right? That's what my dad was teaching me. My dad taught me that on the financial side. He spoke to me about money. He spoke to me about like, he was like, hey, if anything happens, I'm here. They just call me, which I'm very thankful of.
Of course.
Right. Something that I've seen when I've come to Canada is that many people don't have the things that, like, of course, like I'm very thankful. I'm not trying to compare anything.
No.
I'm just saying like some people have gone through hardships, and many of them are like, for me, I had it the easy way, and I'm very lucky and very thankful for that.
Yeah.
That if I had any financial issue, anything like that, I could just call my father and tell him, hey, I need help.
Yeah.
He will be able to help me out right away.
Yeah.
And then my mother is more on the mental side. If there's any issues emotionally, any sickness that I have, any sickness I have, before I even ask a doctor, I always take a photo and send it to my mother. And I'm like, so what am I supposed to do with this? What is it?
How worried should I be? Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. Even with like the holy month right now for Muslims, Ramadan, of course, like I'm far away, so the food that I eat is not the same food that my mom makes. And I had a call with her like a few days ago, and she was like, "Oh, I'll just send you all the recipes, and you just make them. They're not that hard."
same.
And she did. She sent me a whole link of just like pages, just like food that she makes at home that I can eat.
Can I ask you this? Do you ever think about the experience your mom is having? Remember, I had explained that, like, when they hand you this baby and you're holding it out in the world.
Yes.
How she feels taking that heart and putting it in a plane and sending one to Sault Ste. Marie, one to Oshawa. Like, do you ever think about that?
I do, and I only started thinking about it after I've come to this country and I started living alone. That's when it actually starts hitting you.
Sure.
And my mom is also like, she has like a somewhat closer story to you. Like both her parents are in her story, but at the same time, they weren't there the whole time.
Right.
So she had to drop out of school to take care of her other siblings. So she was the older sister, but not the older sibling.
Got it.
So, but she still had to take care of her brothers. She was the one who had to cook for them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she had to risk her life for them.
Sure.
And so it just shows like, it's kind of tough when all your, like, if I was a father or a mother and I see 3 out of 4 of my kids are just like away, and I
not
can't,
just away on the other side of the earth.
other side of the earth, and I can't just drive up to them, you know.
Right.
It's very far away.
Yes.
And I only get to call them. Some of them might like sometimes you have to lie to your parents, tell them like you're doing good when you're not, because you just don't want them to be
spare
worried too
them.
much.
Yeah.
There's no point of that,
Right.
because they're already going through their own issues.
Of course.
But yeah, no, 100%. It's tough. It's
Gotta be
tough.
tough.
100%. Now let's move from motherhood
Yeah.
to your current job,
Period.
library technician.
Yeah.
Now this job, when I say library technician, you work in a library,
Yeah.
but many people will think that it's just like you just sit behind a computer and you just like count books or something like that. But it's not that at all. Now explain to me and people what your job is.
I fell kind of arse backwards into this job. I moved from financial services to, I was hired as the assistant to the president of the university first,
100%.
using my, customer service, and that's what I naturally moved into. And I still hadn't found balance. I'm always searching for that kind of balance and perspective, and I still didn't have it. And when I was looking to make a change from the president's office, I wanted to stay in the university because I loved this atmosphere and being around students and the whole vibe, but I didn't know where my place was in it. The head librarian came to me and she was like, "Hey, I think you'd be great in the library." And I was like, I doubt it, but maybe. Okay, sure.
Let me try it.
She was looking for someone to run events and connect library services to students and to be a liaison between the library and the students. And that I knew I could do. Mm-hmm. So I came and I ended up, thank goodness, found this dream job that is caring for people and celebrating people and nurturing people and just trying to create an atmosphere that everyone comes to work every day and feels happy and silly goose vibes, and just, while still providing a wonderful service to the students that are there. And I may not make the most money or have the most prestigious job, but I am 1000% in my dream job, and the job curated for me.
Amazing. Now, that's where I met you, right? Is when I started my IT job in the library while you were there. Yes. 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2023. Now, this is the reason why I wanted you to be why I always thought of you as a great guest to have. Thank you for coming. Yes. It's also great for start the podcast, because the podcast is your life just defines the in-between podcast. And not only because of what you've gone through, but also because of how you affect people on a daily basis. Now, you work in a university full of students and staff. Something I always see is how students, not only students that work there, but students that are also at the university, like in the library studying, they always come up to you and they always feel warm and it's like they came up to their own mother and they're speaking to their mother. Yeah, it's a safe place.
100%.
And I also do. Like when I have issues, I always come up to you. Like if I can't contact my mother, sometimes my mother won't understand because I can't translate it.
Yeah.
And I always come up to you and I ask you, and you always help us. And you always, every time I had a talk with you, it always just like makes me relaxed after.
Good.
And it feels amazing. But good. I want to ask, why do you feel now? Many students come up to you and ask, of course.
Yeah.
Why do you think they come up and ask you?
I think I have always been the type of person, I'm an open book. There's no question that's off limits. There's no boundary with me that you could cross unless you're, excuse my French, but being an asshole. Like I take everybody as they come and I welcome everybody. I do think it's that mothering side of me. I remember the thing that hit me the hardest, and I remember feeling it with you as I got to know you, was thinking like, these parents, like your mom and dad, took their most prized possession and sent them out into the world to go live elsewhere and chase dreams and have this new experience. And I thought about Lucas. I thought, if my baby was in a library in God knows where, and he needed someone to be there for him, listen to him, help him maybe just process a worry or a trouble, I would hope to God that someone would show him enough love to be there for him in a way that at least a fraction of how I would take care of 100%. Him. So I started to see you guys as like these kids, especially because our university is like, 90% international students, is like, I felt like it was a calling that these people sent their babies across the world to come have this experience. And the least that I could do was be a mothering figure that could at least provide them comfort or solid, whatever, but just be there for them in whatever way they needed me to be there.
Now, you speak to a lot of young people, and with what we see usually is a lot of young people go through a lot of mental issues,
Yeah.
and they don't have, many of us don't like to open up about our mental issues. We just like to hold it in, because we grew up in a society where especially as a guy, you opening up about your mental health just makes you weak, and just go hit the gym or like go work it out, because as a man, you shouldn't get a therapist or something like that. And as a woman, opening up about your life sometimes helps you in your life. And well, most of the time helps you in your life. And mental health is the number one problem that we have right now. And I'm saying as a problem because many people don't open up about it. And we have a lot of people just committing suicide because of it. And it's very sad.
Yes.
Now, for you, when you spoke to all these younger generations, what do you see most of them struggle with?
The thing that I still struggle with, or that I'm not struggle with, but like I'm learning, is that, for example, the way you were raised, your faith, your values, your belief system is so different
From yours.
from mine.
100%.
But what I've realized is no matter what, whether it's your belief system or any one of our coworkers or students, it all boils down to we all need love. We all need to talk to someone, male, female, whatever. Like, I will always be a place that someone can come talk to. And I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have to carry that mental load on their own. And it's why every opportunity I get, whether it's through school or through the university or outside in the community, I've done mental health first aid. I've done suicide assist training. I think that if you can put yourself in a position to be prepared to help, why wouldn't we do it? We're all struggling. Life is tough enough to just not be there for each other. And I refuse to believe that, men, especially yourself, like I want you to talk about how you feel. And I want all the men in my life to feel like they can talk about how they feel, not bottle it up and eat it and work it out at the gym. To know that there's safe people in their life that will hear them and see them and not judge, because I never would. If you can be that for someone in the world, why wouldn't you be?
No, 100%. As you said, don't judge. In my religion, judging is the biggest sin. That there are two sins that humans commit every day that don't know are big sins, and it's judging and backbiting.
Okay.
So we always judge. But also, there's one saying, I watched the video, and he was talking about how when you enter the gym, you always see someone doing, like, you think they're doing well. They got this, they got that. But if you talk to them on a deeper level, you will see that they're actually going through something. Not everyone shows their emotions, but we all are going through something in our
100%.
lives that affects us mentally. And we don't open up about it. Because we're scared, or we got no one to talk to, or we feel like we're going to get judged about it. Especially with relationships with friends, family, exes, anyone. Always open up about your mental health. If you have no one to open up to, just look at your friends, look at family. And one thing, the issue is, many families, like as international students, many of our parents are very, not only religious, they're very, they're not very open-minded. And when you tell them stuff,
they were raised under a different mindset,
yes,
right?
100%. They were raised under very different mindset.
100%.
Many of our parents haven't really traveled and lived in different countries. For you, let's go back to the military. Have like, does the military teach you about mental health, or do they talk about something like that? And if someone is going mentally through something in the military, if I don't know if you've seen them going through anything, what does the military do with it?
Okay, I said no very quickly, but I would say that it has gotten better.
Okay.
I think that for the branch of the Canadian Forces that I served in, it's very different than the regular force guys and females who serve reg force overseas in the
Yes.
trenches of things. That's very different, and I can't speak to that experience. I'll say that in the branch that I worked in, it wasn't as maybe needed or necessary. I think what they focused and trained us more on was providing support and being there for the cadets that we trained. So we did learn how to, look for signs and kind of, broach subjects in an appropriate way that like helped us kind of uncover maybe what someone was going through. And I was coaching kids from Newfoundland all the way to Victoria. Wow. So all across Canada, and including kids from England and all over Great Britain. So you were meeting people from all different walks of life and seeing how where they came from, how it shaped how they expressed or did not express things. But I think there's a lot of room to grow still. I have a lot of friends who served in the regular forces who are still fighting the mental health battle and not winning.
Now, what advice would you give to someone that feels behind in life? It could be because they're in school and they don't know what they want to do when they graduate, or it could be in a career, or just like in general. Like, what is some advice that you would give to someone that is behind, that feels behind?
Feels behind. Yes. That being the key word.
Yes, feels.
Behind on what? Like on what we are perpetually living, and especially because so much is online and we're constantly comparing ourselves to the people around us and the people that we look up to, and we feel like there's some sort of timeline that we're not meeting. And I can tell you that it took until 36 to say that does not exist.
Yes.
For everyone, it is different.
Yes, but it's also because of social media now.
100%.
They tell you like, oh, I'm at the age of 22, I make like $3 million. So join this, do that. Yeah. Many people keep watching those videos and they start believing it. Yeah. And they feel like, oh, well, I'm 24, 2 years older than this person, and I'm behind. This person's making this much money. I don't have that money. Yeah. Especially for international students that are in Canada, that are going for their PR or for their Canadian passport. They have a step back because they need to like work to get their PR. Then they can go and do whatever they want.
It's like you guys are being forced to kind of do it in reverse. Like, it's like you're having to put all your ducks in a row and grow up by the time you're 23. And then it's time to maybe
enjoy life.
Yeah. Once I've got the PR and I've checked all the boxes and I've got the good job and I've made enough money to be secure and support the people in my life, then I can really whoop it up and maybe take a deep breath. And I'm sad that is something that's a weight you carry, because I can't imagine having to have had done that myself.
Fair enough.
Do you feel that way?
50-50. 50-50. Where it's like I do kind of feel it, but not as bad. Okay. Because I do have a sibling in Canada, but at the same time, of course, I feel like the moment I graduate, I need to get a full-time job. Right. I need to apply for my PR so I can. Of course, our passport is not that great, but I need to find like a good job. So I need to start making money so I can help out my siblings as well and my family.
But then it's funny because like once you get the PR and you have some financial security and you kind of set yourself up, we've talked about this, then you want to go travel.
Yeah.
Good.
And that is my dream. Sorry for cutting
No,
you,
not at all. And that for me was
dream.
The opposite. I was 21. I'm like, let's go get lost. Let's go spend money. Let's go be reckless. And after, I'll worry about the big stuff. But you guys have it flipped, and that's really hard, especially to do so young. I think it's tough.
So for anyone that feels behind or anything like that, you're not behind.
No.
Just take a deep breath.
Yes.
Look at yourself in the mirror. Be honest to yourself.
Yes.
And if you don't, just wait.
Yes.
You know, just
And
have
follow your
patience.
own timeline. Like,
Your
you
own
know,
timeline, and just have patience. Like,
yes.
things will come at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not getting a great job right now because something is planned for you later on,
That's right.
right? So just give it time.
Yep.
You might feel terrible because like you see your friends doing amazing and they're out there and like
Making big bucks.
making big bucks, traveling and stuff like that. But maybe your timeline is a bit behind because you gotta struggle now, and then later on you can just like
Right. And I'll tell you right
go
now, when I
crazy.
got into the bank, I was making peanuts, like making maybe $30,000 a year, had no money.
Yes.
But the thing that I was pouring myself into at that point was my relationships, my friendships, my traveling, my experiences, doing things by myself.
Yeah.
That I became rich
Yep.
that way.
That's why they also say when you're in your deathbed, you don't think about the new iPhone or the new technology that you missed out on. You always think about the relationships you had with your friends, your family, your own people. That's what you miss about. And always make sure when you're in your early 20s, between 20 27, I would say, is just in like have as many memories as you can. And also, for me personally, I don't like when I see something cool, I don't like taking a video of it. I don't like taking a photo of it. I just want to see it,
Sit in the moment.
sit and just remember it.
Yes.
And I find remembering things way better than just having it saved on your phone
100%.
until like you're 30 so you can show it to your kids or something like that.
That's right. It's really like, it's okay, great. You have all these pictures, you got these videos, you got these Instagram posts, whatever, but being present in the moment and just taking 5 minutes to take stock of what is it that I'm feeling in my body? What am I taking in right now? I'm nervous. I'm in a big city. I'm somewhere I've never been before. I'm trying new food. Like, be in it, because you're going to be wealthy from the experience, not just from the money in the bank account. And
100%.
there's no timeline. Let it go.
Money is security for sure. Save your money,
Yep.
but at the same time,
Save some.
save some. Yeah, no, 100%. Save some, invest some, but the rest just enjoy it.
Enjoy
But
life.
don't enjoy it too much.
No.
Just don't enjoy
Be
it to a point
responsible.
where it might cause you harm in
Harm.
life.
That's
Yes.
right. Take care of yourself. It's like I said, balance and perspective. Just try to, if you can strike a balance. And let me be very clear to all the young people watching. If you think that me as a 36-year-old has any sort of, that I have it any more figured out than Momo or any, I don't. And nobody does. Your parents might be 61 years old. They don't have it any more figured out than the next person. Life is about just experiencing things and taking it in and being a good person, and try to be kind to the people around you and be there for others.
Yeah, no,
That's all
no.
you can do.
Now, this is my last question.
Yeah.
And this is, I feel like, one of my strong questions. What is the most valuable life lesson you learned? Now, your resume, as we spoke at the beginning, is amazing. It's long, has some cool stuff. You joined the military, Canadian Armed Forces. You learned about money as a financial advisor. You worked for the president, became a mother. You are a library technician where you work with students. You're married in a happy life and stuff like that. Now, what's that valuable life lesson that you've learned in your life that you would love? Like, if just imagine I'm not sitting here, it's your son, right? Lucas is sitting here. He's speaking to you. He's at the age of 23.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he wants to do in life.
Yeah.
Maybe he graduated, maybe he didn't. He has a degree, he doesn't. He has a job, doesn't know. But he's sitting here, he doesn't know what to do. Now, what would you tell Lucas?
Very simple. It's kind of two things.
Okay.
First is a quote from Nat King Cole, which is, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Okay.
In whatever form that takes, whether it's friendship, a partner, a child, whatever. Love. If you lead with love, you'll get it right, no matter what. I didn't know how to be a mom, didn't know how that was going to look or whatever, but I knew that if I led with love, I would not go wrong.
100%.
In my job, the way I treat people, the way I receive people, I lead with love, period. And the other thing is, and I learned this from my grandfather, who sadly passed away last year, you have
Sorry for your loss.
2 choices in life, right? Yes. If you're served a really shit hand, and a lot of us are,
Yeah.
you can wake up in the morning and be really pissed about your lot in life, or you can get on with it and find happiness and find love and choose to feed that other wolf. And I, every day, I don't care if Lucas becomes the smartest, most talented, most athletic. I could care less about any of that as long as he is kind and he leads with love. That is the only 2 things I want him to take.
And when you die, people are never going to remember the money, what you did in life. They're always going to remember
how you made them feel.
How you made them feel, your smile, and if you were an amazing person to them or not.
Yeah.
If you feel like people are not giving you nice kindness in return, don't always expect much from people. Everyone is raised differently. Everyone grew up differently.
But you put that love out there.
Give that love.
Yeah.
If they don't want to take it, if they want to give it to you back with terrible comments, let them. Ignore them. Just move on with your life.
That's right.
Ignore them and just, as she said, love.
Love. Lead with love.
Everyone. All right. This was a great talk. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm so proud of you.
Really,
this is awesome.
It's an amazing start to this podcast.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Megan.
My pleasure.
Great
Thank
having
you
you.
for having me.
Maybe in the future we might have you again.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
When this podcast
after the
hits
next transition, the next
100%,
phase.
100%. Now, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening as well. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell.
All the things.
And if you want more of this, and if you have any ideas of what I should talk about, please send a message, and we can talk about it later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.